Large, busy cities gradually sink. Animals pass away before they are able to protect themselves. People are forced to flee their homes because they have no other option. Humanity starts a war in an effort to conquer unaffected areas. If Antarctica, the coldest spot on Earth, becomes green, all of these predictions might come true. Yes, you heard correctly. Antarctica was a fertile region teeming with life around 90 million years ago, according to research conducted by scientists from all over the world during the course of a century-long exploration of the continent. But why was it that at the same time, surviving on the continent was as challenging as it was in a horror film? What would occur if permafrost deteriorated? The most crucial question is, can Antarctica ever become green again? Permafrost may not be a familiar term to you, but it's melting, which is accelerating because of climate change and has reached a critical point, could have a negative impact on your future. For thousands of years, this permanently frozen permafrost in polar regions of Canada, Alaska, Siberia, and other countries have served as a carbon sink. If it thaws, however, it might release significant volumes of this gas, aggravating the issue of global warming. Climate change is already influencing the entire planet in the form of extreme weather occurrences, some of which have recently made headlines. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, human-caused greenhouse gas emissions have increased, warming the globe by 1.1 degrees Celsius between the years 1850 and 1900 and the present. There is another, more dangerous and less discussed concern that lurks beneath the surface in addition to the threats posed by heat waves, torrential rains, or hurricanes: the melting of the permafrost. This permanently frozen layer will melt as temperatures increase, releasing gigatons of gases like carbon and methane, as well as ancient viruses and germs. This will have major repercussions for the areas where it is located, as well as the globe as a whole. Permafrost is a characteristic of cold climates because the low temperatures required for its development make it a regional phenomenon. According to the National Snow and Ice Data Center, NSIDC, the Northern Hemisphere is home to the majority of the planet's permafrost, which covers around 23 million km2, or 25% of the planet's land surface, including Siberia, Tibet, Greenland, Alaska, etc. It can be found, among others, in the Andes, the Southern Alps, and South Georgia in the Southern Hemisphere. It is also important to note that permafrost exists underwater. Particularly, a portion of the Arctic Ocean's seafloor is frozen at the North Pole. More than 11,000 years ago, during the Ice Age, areas that were on the surface and submerged at the end of the glaciation formed this submarine permafrost. The primary cause of the permafrost melting on the Earth is the increase in the planet's average temperature. In actuality, the situation is more dire than originally believed. The permafrost in Siberia and Canada is melting, and an international panel of climate experts has warned that it will melt 20% faster than prior predictions. The study, which was published in the journal Nature Climate Change, found that a 1-degree rise in global temperature would result in a loss of permafrost about the size of India, or over 4 million km2, while the 2-degree rise would cause a loss of 40% of the world's permafrost. Much of the planet's permafrost would be preserved if the Paris Agreement, which established a target of keeping global warming below 2 degrees by seeking to restrict it to 1.5 degrees, is fulfilled. Permafrost melting has disastrous effects on the environment and human life. As was previously indicated, gigatons of methane and carbon dioxide are stored in the subsoil by permafrost. The progressive melting of the remaining permafrost, known as the permafrost carbon feedback cycle, would be accelerated by their release, which would exacerbate global warming. A 12-year-old kid died and other people were hospitalized in the Siberian tundra in August 2016 as a result of an anthrax outbreak brought on by the thawing of a layer of permafrost on which a reindeer corpse was laying. Many of the viruses that have afflicted humans throughout histories, such as bubonic plague and smallpox, are believed to lie latent in this frozen stratum, since scientists have discovered bacteria that are over 400,000 years old in permafrost. Melting parts of the tundra in Siberia are becoming muddy due to permafrost, which is also causing the native flora to vanish and the animals that depend on it to starve. Furthermore, droughts are brought on by the water seeping into the ground and disappearing when the permafrost beneath water bodies, such as lakes, melts. Landslides can happen in cities built on permafrost as the ice that serves as the cement holding the permafrost elements together melts. This issue is particularly significant in Russia, where more than 60% of the country's land is permafrost, and Yakutsk, the largest city to be built on permafrost, already faces it. The image that best captures the scope of the issue is that of the Batagaika crater, which was created by thawing permafrost and a deforestation process that led the soil to give way. With this, we conclude our video. We appreciate you helping us keep it going by watching. The best way to support our channel is to watch another episode. Thank you for tuning in. To ensure that you never miss an episode, please subscribe to the channel.